It is week 3 of my monetization journey, and it's been humbling. One of my videos totally tanked hard, but another video actually surprised me in a good way. And I'll walk you through all of it in YouTube Studio and show you all the metrics in just a sec. So I'm going to get straight into it and tell you what we're going to cover in this video. First, we're going to talk about what happened this week and the lessons that were learned. Then I'll share my hot tip of the week. And then next we will hop into YouTube Studio and I will reveal my metrics for the week. Hi, I am Tess. If you are new here, I am on a journey to monetize my YouTube channel at 56. And I'm sharing all the highs, the lows, and what I wish I had known when I was starting out. So if you ever thought it's too late to start, stick around, you're in the right place. So this week was a bit bittersweet. I posted a video that I thought would do really well, but it totally flopped. And it was kind of a bummer because I spent a lot of time on it and I thought it would be super relatable, but there was a plot twist. So one of the videos I published like 2 weeks ago suddenly started getting a lot of traffic. Actually, a couple of the older videos I did, but one in particular. So I doubled watch hours and picked up a bunch of subscribers. And the thing about that is it reminded me that on YouTube, your content doesn't disappear after a week. Videos can keep working for you long after you post it, and sometimes it will surprise you when you least expect it. But you know, it's funny. It's like all of your videos are like your babies and you want them all to succeed. But the truth is they won't. Some of them will take off, and then others will just be 35-year-old degenerates still living in your basement. Which is why it's important to post a lot of videos so you have a better chance of one of them hitting it big. And by the way, if you want to follow me along on my journey and see if I could make my goal of hitting monetization in 10 weeks, then hit that subscribe button. And you'll have played a big role in helping me toward my goal because I need 1,000 subscribers. Okay, now let's move on to the hot tip of the week. And it's going to be something that most people don't talk about. And before we get into it, I just want to address the elephant in the room. You may be thinking, who is this crazy lady trying to give me a tip when she has fewer subscribers than Nick Cannon has babies? So here's the thing. I've actually done this before. I mentioned in my week 1 video that I had a channel prior to this. And I even hired a coach and she told me that my videos are great. My thumbnails, my videos, my titles, everything. But that my audience just wasn't on YouTube. So this time I'm building a totally new channel where my people actually are. That's you. And honestly, it can be really helpful to learn from somebody who's just a few steps ahead of you going through this in real time, opposed to a huge creator who started years ago when YouTube was really different. So for this week's tip, I'm not going to talk about anything technical or about thumbnails, titles, any of that. There's plenty of information out there on that. Before we jump into the metrics, I'm going to talk a little bit about the mindset and the personality traits that you need to be able to succeed on YouTube. 90% of people on YouTube never hit 1,000 subscribers. And one of the big reasons they never get there is beyond just the technical stuff or even having great content. It's because they don't have the right mindset. And there are 3 things that I've noticed all successful YouTubers have. So the first is being thick-skinned. YouTube is tough. It's a lot of hard work, and often you don't see success for a very long time. And sometimes you even get negative comments. There's a lot of trolls out there. I've been able to avoid that so far, but if I get further, I will absolutely get negative comments. But you have to let all the dips and all that bad stuff just roll off your back, because if you let it deter you, you will never last. Second is a willingness to fail and a willingness to learn. So things like videography and storytelling are difficult things to master, and you're gonna have to do it a lot of times before you get good. You have to be okay with failing, sometimes really hard, like my video did this week, but you learn from your mistakes. That is how you grow. And the third thing is passion. You have to love doing this. Otherwise, you won't be able to stick it out. One of the biggest reasons people don't reach success is because they quit too early. If you don't have a passion for creating videos, and I mean all aspects of creating videos, then you're gonna burn out pretty quickly, especially when you don't see success right away. And that's a big part of why I quit my other channel. I just didn't have a passion for talking about that subject matter. So when you're picking your niche or your topic, make sure it's something that you love and that you're going to be able to talk about for years on end. All right, now let's take a look at the analytics for the week. All right, so here we are in YouTube Studio and we're going to take a look at some of the numbers. So this week, week 3 was 432 views, watch time hours 17.6, and I picked up 13 subscribers. So, you know, not too bad all in all. And then going over to the content tab, I'll show you what's going on there. So impressions, 7.7 thousand, meaning YouTube is pushing my videos more than they were last week anyway. The click-through rate is 3.9%. That's not horrible, but I'd like to get it up. And I think one of the reasons it's so low is because of that video that did really poor. It had like a 2.2 click-through rate. So I think that really brought things down. And then another video I had didn't get the best click-through rate. So hopefully that will go up as I create more videos. Now I'm going to go back and then I'm going to change. Actually, I'm going to go down. I'll show you the videos that did well. So this is the video that outperformed, like that just suddenly started taking off. And I'll click on it and let's see if we can see the metrics here. So you'll see it was doing pretty well. And then all of a sudden it just started going up. So you never know, you know, it's been 2 weeks since I posted it and it suddenly started going up. So that is not a bad thing. And then these two videos also did fairly well, you know, with 82 views this week and 50. This is just the count for this week, not the total, but still pretty good. And then this was the video that did really poorly, that having a bad day video, and that only got 33 views. So that was a little bit disappointing. That was after a week of being published. And then this one also didn't do great, but it had only been up for like 3 days. So I need to give it a little bit more time to see if it gets some more traffic. Now I'm going to show you where I'm at since I started. So I started on July 16th and then we're ending on August 16th. So that is exactly a month. So this is what I've got, 852 views, but watch time hours is what we need to look at, 32.8 out of 4,000, and then 37 subscribers out of 1,000. So still a long way to go, but I realize this is a long game. I need to really be patient here, which is another good quality you need to be a YouTuber. But you will see this graph here, and you'll see this roller coaster-like effect, you know, peaks and dips the whole way, but it is on an upward trajectory, and that's what I'm looking for. Hopefully it'll just keep going up. So now I'm going to show you this spreadsheet that I'm keeping because I'm a nerd, but I like to compare week to week at a glance. So here my total watch hours went from, you know, week 0 with the first week really was 0.4, and now it's up to 38.2. Total subs was from 2 to 6 to 24 to 37. And then these were the weekly metrics, which is basically what we just went over. And then here I like to say the videos that I published this week. So I published 1 video the first week and then 2 videos each in the next 3 weeks. So that's where I'm at. And the reason why it's week 3 is because I started the challenge in this week. So it's week 3 of the challenge, but my 4th week on YouTube. So stay tuned and see what happens next week. So that is so YouTube. Some ups, some downs, total roller coaster, but hey, it's all part of the process. And I still saw some growth, so it's all good. And if you missed last week's monetization video, be sure to check it out here. I talk all about the gear that I use and some early successes that I had in the channel. And remember, as always, what? You're a bad mamma jamma. I'll see you in the next video.